Hi, I'm Maxie, and this is my digital storytelling project called I Believe because it's centered mostly on my paper that I wrote, my I Believe essay. So we're going to start with the woman who inspired most of what I said in my I Believe essay, and that is Maya Angelou.
There's an African American song, 19th century, which is so great. It says, when it looked like the sun wasn't gonna shine anymore, God put a rainbow in the clouds. Imagine. And I've had so many rainbows in my clouds. I had a lot of clouds, but I have had so many rainbows. And one of the things I do when I step up on a stage, when I stand up to translate, when I go to teach my classes, when I go to direct a movie, I bring everyone who has ever been kind to me with me. Black, white, Asian, Spanish-speaking, Native American, gay, straight, everybody. I say, come with me. I'm going on the stage. Come with me. I need you now. Long dead. You see? So I don't ever feel I have no help. I've had rainbows in my clouds. And the thing to do, it seems to me, is to prepare yourself so that you can be a rainbow in somebody else's cloud. Somebody who may not look like you, may not call God the same name you call God, if they call God at all. You see? And may not eat the same dishes prepared the way you do, may not dance your dances, or speak your language. But be a blessing to somebody. That's what I think.
See, I thought Maya Angelou said it perfectly because if there's anything that I have learned in the ESL courses and practicums, it's that, we all are different. We all, culturally and linguistically diverse or not, just being a different human being makes us different. We all have different realities. We all face different adversities, and our students face a whole lot of adversities. And so as teachers, I think we're given this platform that we can use to be rainbows in the clouds of our students. And those clouds, I think, are their adversities. Like I said, in the ESL program at Bradley, really what I've learned is that even though we're all different and we all speak different languages maybe and, worship different gods, as Maya Angelou said, if you worship God at all, we're supposed to empower each other. We're supposed to empower our students. We're supposed to enfranchise them and, give them the tools and the confidence that they need to be successful, active members of society and, allow them to realize that they have a voice and they have a place in this society. And that is so important because everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves a place and everyone deserves a voice. And we can help them realize that if we be rainbows in their clouds and we bring them out of any darkness that they might be feeling. And I think that we can do that in a few different ways. First of all, just by radiating positivity. I think that that's very important. Every day might not be good, but there's something good in every day. I love that saying. It's this idea that, as teachers, we have a lot going on. And it's very difficult to leave your personal lives at home when you walk through the doors of your classroom, but it's so important to do that. And you know what? Every cooperating teacher that I have, especially in the EL classes, they've done a phenomenal job of that. The class I just taught in for 239, my cooperating teacher was fantastic. She might not have felt the greatest, or maybe she had something going on at home, but her students didn't know because, she valued their education and what they were getting out of the lessons more than, maybe something that was going on at home. And that is such a selfless thing to do. And I think as teachers, just by nature of being a teacher, that kind of indicates that we're at least selfless in a little bit of a way. We have to keep going with that. We have to radiate that positivity, let our students see this person is really passionate about education and, really invests in me and really advocates for me. And when they see that, then they're like, wow, I'm valuable, I'm worth something because they care. She cares. My teacher cares about me. And I can see that just because she's so positive every day when she comes into the classroom. Following positivity though, just modeling enthusiasm for learning. I think that positivity really kind of is rolled up into that, but just you can do that through persistent questioning. Why does this work the way that it does? Most of my CTs for the ESL courses I've been in have been really good at this too. It's not just, here's what we're learning, enjoy. It's, well, here's what we're learning, but why does it work the way that this does? And, they have a really fun time making learning a mystery and finding answers as an adventure. I think cooperative learning and just inquiry in general is really important for all students, but ESL in particular. Yes, ESL students benefit from, direct instruction and modeling and visuals, but they can inquire too. They have just as many questions as general education students, so that's always good to remember. Knowledge is power, but enthusiasm pulls the switch. Enthusiasm is the key to everything. And laughter. Laughter is so important in the classroom. If you want to be a rainbow for your students, you have to be able to laugh at yourself. Life is hard and, it can be complicated, and learning is a very vulnerable experience for everyone because no one learns at the same pace. But laughter, it makes, when you're not laughing at someone, but you're laughing with someone, or you're laughing at yourself in moderation, it makes for a more open and a more comfortable learning environment because, we live in a society, I think, that everyone is just a harsh critic. Sometimes we just have to be able to laugh it off and be like, yeah, I messed up here. Here's what I want to do in the future to kind of fix that. But, it's okay to mess up because that means that I'm trying and here are my plans and it's going to get better from here. I just have to, persevere. And that's an important component no matter what kind of students we're teaching. This is one of the cards that I received from an ELL student in the classroom I just finished at, and it's little Juan Pablo, and he said, "I'll miss you so much, Mrs. Park. You made us laugh so much that it almost made my heart pop out of my chest." And it just cracked me up, made me realize that laughter really is built into my philosophy in the classroom, and this was first-hand evidence of that. And the last thing that I think we need to do to be rainbows in the lives of our students is just to invest in them. Every single one of my cooperating teachers has done a fantastic job with this. I know that they know what interests their students. They know about their cultures. That is so important, to be cognizant of their cultural values and traditions and, just different things about them. Any student, that's important. Understand what interests them and what drives them. And I know in the classroom that I just finished teaching for 239, all of my students, most of my students I should say, really loved soccer, football, not football Americana, the black and white ball. But they really loved it, and they loved CR7. That was a player that they really liked, I'm sure, because we did spelling games, and that was always their team name. But if I could ever connect sports in general or soccer to learning for them, they would pick it up in a heartbeat because that's what interested them. That was what was really cool to them. And just by investing in your students, you kind of get that respect because they're like, wow, my teacher really enjoys knowing what I like to do and what my hobbies are and what interests me, and that's really cool. Maybe what I'm interested in has value, and then you earn that trust and you earn that respect, and they can look up to you. You become a role model in that way, and I think that that's very important. So I think it's important to be a role model and a rainbow for your students in the classroom, but I think just by the very nature of a classroom, your students almost become rainbows for you too. I know in every class that I've probably gone and observed in, most, if not all of my students have become rainbows for me. And before I came to 239, I was in 237, I believe, with the same class, and they made me some cards before I left. And I look at these every time I'm struggling or I have a hard time, or maybe I'm questioning whether I should be a teacher, and I realize that, I did have an impression on some people, and they most definitely had an impression on me. And I think that that is very telling. And so when you're able to be a rainbow in someone's life, and they in turn are able to be a rainbow in yours, I mean, that's a pretty neat opportunity. And I think that's what teaching does for us. It allows for this great symbiotic relationship where we're learning with each other and from each other. And that's especially true when you're culturally and linguistically diverse, too. So here are my sources for a lot of my stock images. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. And I hope my teaching philosophy kind of came through.